Making sense of data can feel like piecing together a puzzle. Numbers scattered across files, patterns half visible, and always that sense of a story hiding just underneath. In this video, we will uncover that story together using Apache Superset. We'll start with a simple CSV file and walk through each step from connecting your data to building charts and arranging a dashboard that brings your data performance to life. By the end of this two-part series, you will have a working dashboard and a clear understanding of how visualization helps turn raw data into insights. Let's connect to your first dataset. Let's log into our Superset application. So I will go with the admin default credentials. So now once we are logged in, we need to ensure that we are able to upload CSV files to Superset. To do this, we have to go to the settings. So by default, when you check here, you see the CSV upload is disabled. So we go to the settings, database connections, and we click on edit. From edit, we go to the advanced tab, security option, and allow file uploads to database. After doing this, the upload options will be enabled. So you can see here, the button is enabled. So we just click on upload CSV. I will select my campaigns dataset, select the database where I need this data to be uploaded, the schema, and the table name. So I'll give it add data. Here's the name I'll give to my table. Once this is done, I'll just click on upload. Now we can start creating the charts. So I will click here. We have the chart interface, and we have the possibility to view all the different charts that comes by default with Superset. So we can click here. We have different categories of charts. Say line chart. Say we will take this. And on the x-axis here, we will have the date, given that we want to see data or cost of our campaigns data over time. Then in metrics, we select cost in USD, and let's use average here. Then click on create chart, and immediately you have the first chart that shows how cost changes over time. So you can also do some sort of customization by going here. First, we can name this y-axis as cost of campaign. This is x-axis. X-axis is just the date. We give it some margin for it to look better. Then the y-axis is cost of campaign. Also add some margin. Then if you can also change the color theme. Usually I prefer to use the eChart color theme. Then once this is done, you don't need to update when you change anything on customize. You can also change the format of this y-axis value by going to y-axis format. Since this is in amount, we can specify original value, or it's better to leave it at adaptive formatting. Then we prefix the amount in dollars. Okay, so now let's give a name to our chart, cost of campaign over time. Okay, so we come here and click on save. So now we have our first chart saved. So next, we are going to create a chart that shows a comparison between valid leads versus the total leads over time. For this kind of chart, generally I prefer to use the mixed chart, which gives you the possibility to do a comparison between two charts. So in order to do that, we can go directly to view all charts. We have mixed chart here. Click. So this has a common field, like a shared query field, which is generally the date time field. We have query A, which is the first chart you want that will be used to compare with the second chart. So for our use case now, we want to compare based on the total leads generated instead of cost. So I will remove this. Query A, I will say, click here, total leads generated, sum, leads generated, click on sum. Then I'll go to the second query. You also notice this yellow box. So this yellow info box here indicates that a field is required. Without this field being populated, you cannot create or update your chart. So next we'll go to do the same thing. And now we'll click on valid leads, click sum. You see now, once this is done, you can have your chart. Since we are doing a comparison, we can use the same line chart to view everything, or you can use a different chart to properly do the comparison. So you go to customize and you can choose query A or query B. So let's use it for query B. So query A, we have all these other options, and query B, let me see. Okay, here's query B. So for query B, I'm going to use a bar chart. And immediately you click on any option in the customize section, it automatically updates the chart. So you don't need to click on the update button. So now we have our good, nice looking chart. And to make things easier to understand, given that this y-axis value is not an amount, we are doing a comparison between valid leads and leads generated. So we can go now to y-axis section to change the date format, the value format, sorry. So we don't need the currency here. Then we also need to give in the label. Instead of cost of campaign, we can say campaigns or total campaigns. Yes. Now this is done and you have the valid leads. We also need to change the title of this chart. Say valid leads versus generated leads. And to even make things easier to understand, you can change the legends here by coming back to the matrix and changing the name. So this will be called valid leads. Then query A, click on this icon, call it generated leads. So it properly reflects what we have on the chart. So the blue line shows the generated leads and the green bar shows the valid leads. So now we are done with the mixed chart type. We'll see on the next video some other charts that we'll add to complete our dashboard. Thank you for following along. Kindly subscribe, like, and drop a comment. See you on the next one.